She's accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from a local nonprofit. But tonight, Louanne Aponte, after months of allegedly hiding out in South America, is back in Austin to face justice. Prosecutors say Aponte's crimes forced family connections to shut down.
That left hundreds of families in need and dozens of people jobless. Tonight we have team coverage. Shannon Wolfson spoke to former employees after learning of Aponte's arrest. But first we go to Chris Sadeghi with the details of the arrest. Chris?
Leslie, this is an arrest a lot of people have been waiting for, but we're told the decision to return to the country and face the music is one Louanne Aponte made on her own. 4 hours. That's all it took from the time Louanne Aponte stepped off a plane in Houston to the time she was booked into the Travis County Jail. No tricks, no surprises. Aponte knew exactly what she was getting into.
All I know is that he's the one who communicated to us that she was willing to come back, with the knowledge that she would go into custody immediately.
Susan Oswalt with the DA's office got the call from Aponte's lawyer that after nearly 10 months in Venezuela, she'd be landing in Houston around noon. The DA's office made sure she'd have someone there to pick her up.
We made arrangements to send an investigative team over to Houston today to pick her up and bring her back and book her into the Travis County Jail on pending charges today.
She left behind family connections, her employees, and even her own husband, Marco Aponte, who's been facing the charges on his own. And his attorney, Joe Turner, says that may have been what brought Louanne back to Austin.
I think she honestly wanted to come back and clear Marco.
Marco and Turner have insisted that even though the husband and wife helped direct family connections together, Louanne was running the show and Marco didn't know what she was doing.
It certainly wasn't his role to manage all this. I mean, he had a few purchases at Home Depot, but by and large, she took care of everything.
Will the charges against Marco be dropped? And what does it ultimately mean for the people left hanging at Family Connections? Those questions still remain, but answers would have been much harder if Louanne were still in Venezuela. And how all of this affects the charges against Marco and Louanne, the DA's office couldn't comment at this time. Marco is scheduled to be in court on Friday. We're live at the Travis County Justice Complex. Chris Sadeghi, KXAN, Austin News.
Close to 40 people lost their jobs when Family Connections closed, and it's been a long road for those former employees. Shannon Wolfson is live outside the Travis County Jail, looking in depth now at their reaction. Shannon?
Leslie, several of those employees were here at the jail waiting for Louanne Aponte to return, and it really was amazing to watch them as she was escorted into the jail, many of them noted in handcuffs in that police.
Thank you for coming back.
One former employee, Juanita Torres, you can see her there, actually leaned in the car and thanked Louanne Aponte for coming back. Aponte had a smirk on her face and didn't say a word. She did appear to at least look at her former co-workers. Many of them were extremely emotional. You can see them hugging one another, even crying. It really is the picture of a very long 7 months. So many of these folks still without jobs. The stress, they say, has been unimaginable.
I had a stroke 2 weeks ago. And my doctor says to me, you know, you need to take it easy. And I'm like, you know what my year has been like? I lost my job. I lost my families that I just loved working with, my coworkers. And I'm here, and I will continue to stand strong.
Now, some of these employees do have other jobs with other nonprofits, but many of them are still unemployed. We are going to hear from them and what they want to happen to Louanne Aponte now. Coming up tonight on Austin News at 9 and 10. For now, we're live at the Travis County Jail. Shannon Wolfson, KXAN, Austin News.
Shannon, Chris, thank you for those reports. But for more continuing coverage on this case, check out KXAN.com, where we broke this story. You'll find stories on when Family Connections was forced to file for bankruptcy and when Aponte's husband recently appeared in court. You can find that under the Top Stories tab.